I never imagined that a single click could change my life forever. My wife, Priya, had always seemed perfect. On the surface, she was loving, attentive, and charming. We had a life together that looked enviable to outsiders, a comfortable home, successful careers, and friends who admired our happy marriage. But appearances, I learned the hard way, can be brutally deceptive. It started as an ordinary evening. I had stayed home from work because of a minor illness and decided to check the laptop I occasionally used for emails. I wasn't snooping. At least that's what I told myself. But curiosity got the better of me. That's when I stumbled upon a folder she thought she had hidden perfectly. The folder contained videos of her with not one, but two men engaging in acts of infidelity I couldn't have imagined. My mind went numb. I stared at the screen, the betrayal slicing through me like a blade. How long had this been going on? How many lies had I endured, smiling, trusting, loving someone who had secretly shattered every vow she had made? The hurt was raw, immediate, and suffocating. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I watched, documented, and absorbed every detail. There was a method to my anger. I refused to let it control me in a way that would leave me vulnerable. I needed clarity, proof, and a plan. The first thing I did was back up the evidence. Every video, every photo, every incriminating message was saved. I was building the foundation of the future I intended to create, a future free from her deception and one where justice, in its own way, would be served. When I finally confronted Priya, she was shocked, though perhaps not genuinely remorseful. Her carefully constructed facade crumbled in front of me. "It's not what it looks like," she stammered, but the evidence spoke louder than any excuse she could offer. Years of lies, stolen moments, and secret rendezvous were laid bare, undeniable and irreversible. Divorce proceedings began swiftly. I wanted nothing to do with her anymore. Not in my home, not in my life, not in any capacity. She begged, she cried, she tried manipulation tactics I had once overlooked, but I remained resolute. The betrayal had changed me. I had been hurt deeply, but I had also learned the power of patience, preparation, and precision. The revenge I planned was not about humiliation for humiliation's sake. It was about making her feel the consequences of her actions in a controlled, inevitable way. I ensured that mutual friends and family were informed, not with malice, but with honesty. People she had counted on for support now understood the reality of her choices. Her social reputation, carefully curated over years, began to crack. Financially, I took measures to protect myself. Priya had long relied on me as the financial anchor of our household. During the divorce, I made sure every legal boundary was respected, ensuring that she could no longer exploit the resources she had previously enjoyed without contributing truthfully. What struck me most was how quickly karma seemed to manifest in her life. The two men she had secretly indulged in turned against her in their own ways. Jealousies, arguments, and personal agendas that she had never foreseen came crashing down. She had believed she could play multiple roles without consequence, but life has a way of balancing the scales quietly, relentlessly, and with precision. Meanwhile, I rebuilt myself from the wreckage of her betrayal. I focused on my work, my personal growth, and my emotional healing. I discovered freedom in honesty, fulfillment in self-reliance, and peace in knowing that the life I was creating was untainted by deception. Slowly, the pain of betrayal transformed into empowerment. Priya's downfall, though not orchestrated with cruelty, was undeniable. She faced isolation, financial strain, and the harsh reality that relationships built on lies are fragile. Every moment of infidelity she had orchestrated returned to her in a cascade of consequences she couldn't control. And I, who had been the unsuspecting victim for so long, found solace in witnessing the inevitable, quiet justice of life. In the end, my revenge was not about retaliation in the classic sense. It was about reclaiming my life, exposing the truth, and letting natural consequences take their course. Betrayal, I realized, carries its own weight, and no lie can remain hidden forever. Priya had thought she was untouchable, but in reality her choices had sealed her fate. I caught her on the hot seat, and I emerged not just free, but stronger. The lessons I learned were harsh. Trust must be earned, appearances can deceive, and justice often arrives quietly, without fanfare, but with an impact far deeper than anger ever could. Now, as I reflect on the years that followed, I realize that true revenge isn't about causing pain, it's about rising above it, reclaiming your power, and letting life itself deliver the consequences. Priya's betrayal may have shattered my world, but it also revealed my resilience, my clarity, and my ability to survive and thrive beyond deceit.